intrinsic impact of the arts and his methods for analyzing that. So on his blog, Clay mentioned the Mappiness Project. And he actually had some correspondence with the researcher, George McCarran, and indeed found out that 4 out of the 6 top indicators were arts-related, right? So in case you don't know what the Mappiness Project is, what they did was they had 3 million participants in this study. They each had smartphones, mobile phones. Throughout the day, they would get pinged and would be asked, basically, what are you doing? And then they would be asked to rate their level of happiness. And what they found was that the arts showed up as one of the highest levels. Now, and that was, the first 2 just were sex and sports. So, which are kind of the same actually sometimes. So, and then after that, theater, dance, and concerts, singing and performing, exhibition, museum, library. Interesting how those all kind of go together. And then hobbies and arts and crafts, right? So a couple of days after reading Clay's post, I actually wrote an article in The Atlantic that was called "There's More to Life Than Being Happy." And in that article, they were trying to really suss out this distinction between happiness and meaning. And I think particularly in the US, we tend to conflate happiness with consumption, right? And so the article was saying, there's a kind of happiness, sure, that you get when you've got enough money to go out and buy whatever you want in the world. But, isn't there a deeper kind of happiness, a meaning that we should be striving for? And the article referenced Martin Seligman, who's a leading psychologist who's talked quite a bit about happiness. And in his research, I noted that he distinguishes between 5 levels of happiness: positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. And this interested me because I began to wonder, is there a role that the arts can play in some or all of these types of happiness? Certainly we can be a kind of entertainment that you can, that can deliver that sort of immediate pleasure that seems to be the level 1. But when I think about, going to, reading a novel that makes me weep, or going to see a play that's, a Greek tragedy or something like that, and happy is not necessarily the first word that pops to mind, but there is a rewarding experience there, a deeper meaning that comes. And yet I'm not sure that something like the Mappiness Project tracks that. And one of my questions is, can we begin to track these things? One of the interesting things about the Mappiness Project is that although the arts ranked very highly in the findings, only 3% of the people participating ranked the arts. It's just that their responses were much higher. The level of happiness engagement was much deeper than the other types of activities. So that could suggest, we're not making our communities happy so much as